Hi, this is Linda from Craft on Cue, and I'm here to share the process I'm going through to make my Coptic stitch journal for the Take Me Deeper series over at His Kingdom Come, and that starts January 1st. So I wanted to get this done and get the cover painted and be all ready when that starts January 1st. So without further ado, here is the process, and it took me a while just to decide what kind of journal I wanted to use, if I wanted to do a handmade, if I wanted to buy the Delusions, which a lot of people are using. Many are using also the mixed media journal, and I certainly have one of those, and thought about buying the Delusions, but then I decided I have so much scrap paper, so much, that it just did not make sense not to use that for this journal. So that's what I did. I pulled out a lot of paper, scrap paper, and it's just a conglomeration of paper, and cut that down to a 12-inch width by 8.5, and then folded those pages in half to make signatures. And what I did was I put 3 pages per signature, and I'm going to have 12 signatures in this book, which will give me ample for the journaling and the artwork and whatever. I can also add tip-ins if I want to. So that's what I have here, is 12 different signatures. The next thing I did was cut the covers, and I used a heavy Davy board. If I've done quite a bit of book making and bookbinding over the years, and I really like this board, but what I had never done was paint on it or collage on it or gesso it. I've always just used the book cloth and made this in a traditional way. So I put a post out there to find out what folks thought about gessoing, collaging, painting this before or after the book is bound, and overwhelmingly the responses do it prior. So that's why the cover remains blank. That will be coming up next. So the next thing I did was I measured and made a template for the holes, and on the cover I went in 1/4 of an inch, and to make sure that was straight I used this Tim Holtz ruler because it has these little holes right at the 1/4 inch mark, and that works really well for this. So it came in 1/4 of an inch and then down an inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, and then did the same on the other end, and then there'll be a gap here in the middle. And then I made a template, but I made the template to fit the signatures because the measurement of these signatures once folded in half will be 6 by 8.5. So that's going to be the page sizes. But I wanted the cover to be just a little bit larger, and so that will measure 6 1/8, so it will stand out 1/8 of an inch beyond the pages here, and then 8 3/4 height, so we'll have an 1/8 of an inch top and bottom, and the signatures will be flush over here. So first I measured this, then I made the template so that it would match up here, and see, it'll be 1/8 of an inch top and bottom. So I hope you can see that okay. Next I took my signatures, and I have 3 pages per signature, put them in. I don't even know what this is called. I bought this quite a while ago when I was making quite a few books. Over in St. Charles on Main Street, there was a paper and scrapbook store, and I believe the owner's father made these, and it's sturdy and it's just wonderful. So what you do is you make sure that you have the top at the top. You put your template right in there, make sure everything is flush and lined up. Then you take your awl and just punch your holes. And you do that for all 12 signatures, as I have here. And I have them in the order I want them to go. Oh, and one other thing, there is one page that I did, I don't know where it is. You'd think I could feel it. Anyway, it's a piece of watercolor paper. I don't know. Felt like putting one piece of watercolor paper. It looks like it's right here. Yes, here it is. So all scrapbook paper except just that one piece of watercolor paper. And of course the back was done the same as the front and marked. Put a little B here, which means back, and that's the top, and then I wrote that on the outside so I know exactly where every signature in the front cover and the back cover has to go. One other mention, I have this awl that I bought when I first started bookbinding, so this has to be a good 10, maybe even older. And it was so nice, and there was a heavy needle in here, and when I started punching through the Davy board, I guess this has been used so much, but this was handmade. It was just, it's really a nice feel, but the needle bent, so and it's not just a regular sewing needle, so I don't know. That's really sad because I really liked it. So anyway, that's beside the point. So now I'm to the point where I need to collage, paint, and get this cover ready. So I will do that in the next video, and then the third video, I think what I'll do is go ahead and do maybe 1 or 2 signatures of the Coptic stitch, I never say that right, to get this book bound and ready to go. I'm also thinking about, I haven't decided yet, about putting a pocket on the back here, and I may or may not do that. I certainly have plenty of leftover scrap paper that I could do that. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching part 1, and stay tuned for the chapter 2 and 3. Have a great day. God bless.